Hello and welcome to game number 2 of this side. We currently have Team Potato Aim versus Team YP. Going into game 2 of this side. We have Bucket Laz, Jack, Torvald being used against Wraith, Nimp. And we are on Distillery, which is the giant triangle of a map. We are going through. We saw the power of Nimp being able to juggle a trapper out of a dome, forcing the dome to close early, which I didn't even notice till afterwards when I saw it on the delayed feed. Oh my goodness, these plays are ridiculous. The next level stretch is being able to force hunters out of their own domes. That's the power of Nim. It's a close game, almost able to get the victory. We are in Distillery, my favorite triangle. I swear, there's going to be a map that's actually just a triangle now, just to spite me, but we'll see what they do. New maps are always welcome. But we are right now looking at Nimp as he's doing what he can, going towards that southeast feeding route that we saw earlier from Pulse. Going right along the river, using it to protect himself, traversing over the bridge. That way he minimizes footprints. And we're going to see him boost here. He's going to see 2 boosts coming up in about 2, 1. Where's the boost? Okay, fine. Prove me wrong. Oh, he's waiting for spawn. Okay. That's why. So he wanted to get all these meats. So he got all 8 of these, which will be great towards building his evolve meter. And he's going to be going towards the eastern side because you see him just leaning this way. But one thing that's interesting is they know he went that way. And we already see Rune cutting directly east to stop him from going up to this tunnel. They do not want him up here. Nimp in this tunnel is a dead hunter team. That's all it comes down to. It's a dead hunter team. That's what happens with Nimp. He takes you into a tunnel, and then you're gone. And we see Rune is already in position, just trying to stop him. He's just trying to make sure that he doesn't use his traversal to get on the high ground. We see Nimp is already trying to decoy his way past him, and Rune is not falling for it, just keeping on him with that shotgun. As we look at the hunter team right now, we Savvy changing his name yet again. My fisting glove is ready, is what he changed his name to. But that isn't, of course, Savvy. We have Spanners on Bucket, doing everything he can to try and get through the middle of the map, throwing down these turrets everywhere. Nimp is in the caves right now, almost at a full evolve meter. He's going to be killing something quick. He'll be decoying, and then he'll be eating. Oh, he's just going to eat. All right, proving me wrong yet again. Nimp, I swear, you're listening to me no matter, even though it's not live. He has a magic touch. You can always hear my voice. So we're going to see him go towards the south. Probably going to go someplace where he has... no, he doesn't really need aerial cover, so we never know. We see Laz right now. However, he's getting a little bit of damage, probably just from wildlife, reavers, punching them, you know, how it goes. We see Monster right now is, however, captured inside a dome. A full armor Nimp, stage 1. Here comes the survey satellite. Gimme looking to go right through it. Doesn't want to take that damage. As you see him going through, there go the Reavers. Going to be dying right there. Turrets getting laid out by Spanners. Getting rocketed in the butt. Nimp's not happy with that. Turns around just says, stop it, Spanners. He's just going to be smacking him right in the face. Wraith Blast going up on the high ground. Connects on 2. Knocking out a turret. Forces Laz off the high ground where he can just sit there and heal. We're going to see more of these turret damage going to be going into effect. We have half armor. Going to be looking at another Wraith Blast coming in to clear up those turrets. Not able to clear off the 2 perimeter turrets, though, as he got 1 on the high ground, 3 on the low ground. Going to be trying to protect himself going into this corner, but isn't able to actually protect himself over here. He's down to about 1.5 bars. Here comes the mortar shots. Going to be Wraith Blasting upwards since he can't go forwards. Going to be trying to keep himself... Right now, we are on health damage because armor is destroyed. Decoy coming out. Going to be stopping them from dealing damage to him because they can't see him. Here comes the shot. They know he's in that corner. Dome is closed and gone, however, which means that he's going to be going right through these tunnels. Jack's slowing him down with that repulsor beam. He's going right through the corner here. Nimp is just trying to get space. He could go into the caves and evolve. He could go straight across and evolve. We don't know. And he did choose caves. Okay. So he went through caves, and he's going to evolve probably around like here-ish. After he gets a little bit. Yep. Right there. Right on the mouse click. The other option was to go directly across and to go to like here and evolve. One has a little bit tighter positioning for after the evolve. And we see the trap jars are actually going after the hunter team because there's more meat over there than there is right here. As the Reavers did actually eat the meat that was on the ground that he made for himself. He's going to be going through. We got 3-point Warp Blast, 2-point Abduct, 1-point Decoy. And so he did finish off the Warp Blast, get his Abduct point, so he's going to be able to focus them down. We do have Savvy in a great spot, healing everyone up, making sure they're all full health and ready to fight. We have this going on. Savvy causing trouble with the name. Oh, man. Every time I see it, I just want to read it, but I'm not going to fall for it, Savvy. You can't make me. Like Spanners, man. Always calls himself Spanners in-game, but his name's Spanana. Oh, man, that is one angry Kroll Bill Sloth. punching him right into that corner. Gonna need a heal up from our buddy Savvy, although the monster is captured. Laz is on the outside of the dome, and Nimp is on the inside, feeding up, getting his armor up. So they weren't applying any pressure at the start, which means that he is able to get it. Survey Satellite is up. Doesn't quite connect, though, which means that he has full armor, and he didn't actually take any damage from it, which is a good sign from Nimp, able to protect himself. You see Turret right now in that cave, forcing him out. You're going to see that punched, and he wants that turret gone. He wants to be able to sit in there without taking any damage from the turret, and that'll be replaced very quickly by Spanners. More of it coming out. You're going to see him using this rock. Nice and subtle. Rune's going to be in charge of flushing him out. Going to be throwing out the shrapnels. And there it goes. Here comes the shotgun. Stealth bounce coming in. Not quite able to. Rune is at half HP. Decoy comes out. They know where he is. They know he's on the high ground. Nimp is doing what he can to get around. Turret shooting him in the face, though. Which means that Nimp isn't going to be able to get anywhere without taking a lot of damage from those turrets as they're just melting them. Shooting those little pellets. And they're just doing everything they can. We got a whole bunch of turrets on this side. Here comes a Warp Blast right through. However, they didn't break armor, that dome. They're about to break it if one more rocket of Spanners comes through. Just barely clips them, breaking the armor. So they get a little bit of health damage out of it, which means the dome is not all for naught. He's been going up back into these caves, looking for more food. Oh, look, here's 4 meats. Let me just munch on these. Nom, 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 nom. Eating these, getting the Steamodons to give him all their little fleshy goodness. And we see Rune is in a great spot to get more damage as Nimp is on the run. You're going to see those mortars coming out in just a moment as he's going to be launching them. We see these pings are going out like crazy from Nightwing, just pinging away. Although Savvy right now is in for a large amount of trouble as he's just getting hunted down as we have a Laz that's almost down, and there goes Laz. Laz is on the ground, which means this game just got a whole lot more interesting because Laz cannot be picked up. Laz is the one person that he does not want to let picked up. He'll sacrifice health if he has to make sure that Laz stays gone. As we see the tracking satellite being used, does deal damage. So we're going to see that coming in. We see turrets are being used to protect this body. Here comes the Warp Blast trying to force that down, and he's almost done. He's got a little bit, trying to start the timer right before it ends, but no! Down goes Laz. Rune's the only one that's going to be hurt right now, and Rune is in for a lot of hurt. Rune's down now. Nimp has 2 bars of health left. Here goes the Warp Blast. More of these punches coming up. Goes right into the turrets, though. Nightwing's in the rear, though, shooting him right in the butt, trying to get Rune up. Rune's out of about a half skull on his health, which means he's almost gone. He's halfway there, which means that Nimp has 1 bar of health. Is he going to stay? Oh, he doesn't have a choice. There it goes. Rune's almost gone. Rune is gone. It's down. There goes the abduct. Doesn't connect, which means he's going to be... Oh, no, he's going in. He's committing. Rune is right now in the dropship, so we can't do anything, but Nightwing's on the ground. Spanners are surrounding him with turrets, trying to keep themselves alive through this dome as they get a little bit more damage in. Less than a bar of health coming out of Nimp. More of this damage coming. They can't heal. Trying to use the tracking satellite to deal damage. Not quite able to get it, though, because he does dodge it. And they're using the turrets to force him out. Here comes the decoy. Nightwing is behind him, so he's going to be looking for that pickoff. Here it comes. Here comes the juggle combo. Here comes the juggle combo. Here comes the Warp Blast coming in. Nightwing's getting hurt. And here comes the abduct. Going to be finishing off Nightwing. Nightwing's on the ground. It's just Spanners now. However, Nimp has no health. No health. 1 more rocket could finish it. Oh, my God. Take the shot, Spanners. Take the shot. Come on. And right now we do see Nightwing at 1 strike, Spanners at 0 strike, Savvy and Rune are in dropship, which is dropping in 35 seconds. Well, it starts dropping in 35 seconds. It's more like a minute at this point, so it's 30 plus about 30 seconds for the approximation factor. So we see a decoy coming out. He does have armor now, though, so he's not scared anymore. Nightwing is in a great spot to get picked off, and here it comes. There goes the abduct. Does connect and grab Nightwing. Nightwing's in for some hurt. Here comes the stealth pounce. Goes right through that repulsor beam, and there we go, getting juggled. Here comes the stealth pounce. There we go, down goes. There's a second straight on Nightwing. If he gets this finish before it gets over, he's got 7 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and Spanners has made it back to the body. Nightwing spawns on dropship. Dropship is incoming. He wants Spanners. He wants that strike on Spanners in order to be able to get this. All this pressure is coming out. Here it comes. He was right beside him. Not quite able to get it, though. Nimp still has a stage available, though, so he will be able to stage up. So we're going to see him fill up his evolve meter, and he's just going to leave. He's going to walk away. He's going to use the time to his advantage, and he's going to evolve, because that gives him more health, and he gives him more damage. So we're at 1 strike on Rune. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sloth. Don't touch him, Sloth. Don't touch him, Sloth. Yeah, he chooses to cancel. He says, no. I'm not going to risk the Sloth punching me during my evolve. So we got Nimp. Craziness going on right now. We have decoy being used to give him space. Even the, wow, birds are being triggered by the decoy, as we're seeing him use this space to his advantage, trying to get around. He will be evolving shortly. Question is, where does he evolve? Using the stealth, trying to get around. Question is, where are they? Do they know where he is? Doesn't look like it. We look at everyone. 160 meters away. We got Laz. We got tracker satellite being used. They have no idea where he is. We even see the UAV coming out. They're lost. The juke from Nymph, who was almost dead, is now down to just under 2 bars of health. If he's able to get armor at this point, he should be okay. Come on, Nymph. We're past the shot point. We got 3-point warp blast, 2-point abduct. And that's what we're looking at. We got 2 decoys, 2 supernova, 2 abduct, 3 warp blast. Craziness this game. No, it's not show the perks. No perks, guys. No cheating. Those of you in the VODs can pause it. Those of you watching live, you don't get to see perks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Player request, guys. Gotta live it up to it. We'll listen to it. And what we see in other games is when you look at it and you see Crow being used. That's the reason why Crow gets used. It's because last game where you have almost no health and you're still just going to survive. Barely. We have full armor, a little bit of health, 2 bars and a little bit. Here it comes. Here it goes, going right on Laz and Spinana, a.k.a. Spanners. Here it comes. Laz is going to be first to go down, but not quite. Able to keep himself alive, and there he goes. Oh, man, there he goes. Here comes the abduct. Getting me using to keep it up, and they're going for the revive. Not quite able to get it to go. Warp Blast comes in. Spanners is on the run. Tracking side, they're going to be able to use to push him up, and there he goes, going for the revive. Not getting, gets knocked off. Rune, it gets denied that resurrection as they're looking for Laz, although they are right now on health damage. So Rune is... God doesn't have a shield. They're going for Laz. Here goes the punch. Almost gets it. Not quite able to, though. Going to be able to protect himself up a little bit longer, but not quite able to keep himself fully as down goes Savvy. Savvy's in dropship. And Nightwing is in dropship. Savvy's in dropship. It's only Rune and Spanners left. Spanners is the lone survivor with 0 strikes. We have 2 strikes on Laz, 1 strike on Rune, 2 strikes on Trapper, a.k.a. Nightwing. And he's going to be going in with this little bit of armor because he wants to use this time. He doesn't need full armor. He just needs enough to survive. They're going to be sticking around their turrets, though, because they want to go at turret right now is poking at him a little bit. Yeah, he's choosing to just get a little bit more armor. He wants to be topped off. He wants the next round to be the last round. So he's going in. He's got almost full. He's pretty darn close. As we look at Spanners and we look at Rune, they're both choosing to split up because that way he can't focus them both down within a minute. We see Rune right now is actually hiding on the border of the map on the buoy. Like, look at this spot. Aw, that's cute. Look at this guy. He's just standing on the buoy like, hey, man, let's go for a swim. However, if we go over in the Nymph, we see Spanners is right now looking for him. Well, Nymph is looking for Spanners as Spinana is in the water, and he does see him in the water there. He's going for it, and he's on the outside of the map. He doesn't know where he is, though, because he was cloaked. The water is revealing him slightly only when he touches down in the water. There you go. He saw the ripple. Did he see it, though? That's the real question. The ripple was there. Here goes the Warp Blast. He's going to see the armor. There you go. Dropship's coming down in 30 seconds. He's looking for him. Not quite able to get Spanners, though. Spanners is within smell range, so he knows where he is now. Here he goes. He's going for it now. Here comes the punches around the corner. Going to be looking for him. Spanners is trying to hide. Able to protect himself by juking that stealth dodge. And here comes the Warp Blast looking for him, and we're going to see the traversals, maybe? Oh, I see what he's doing. He's waiting for dropship now. Here he goes. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. And now Spanners will not be on the next wave of dropship. He was waiting to make sure that he wasn't included. Spanners, however, does escape. No idea how he managed to do that, but he was able to get out of that corner with barely any HP, cloaked and jumped upwards as he's going for it. Does go straight for Rune, trying to get the pick up, and he's looking for it. And he knows where the dropship's landing. Going right for Rune, trying to see if he can pick him off before the dropship comes in. Here comes the decoy. Decoy's going to be used to chase after Rune. Looking for it. Rune says no and just keeps shooting at him. Here comes the Warp Blast. Does put Rune on the ground. Nymph is low. He's going to be looking for some snacks to fill up that armor meter, though. Monster has escaped the dome. Nightwing was not able to trap him when he threw it. He was on the outside. However, Laz is going to be able to revive Rune and make sure he doesn't take a strike for that down. So that's the good news. They're going to keep the dome up because they don't care. Just means that they're safe for a little bit while they get everyone healed up and get set up. And they do take it down after they finish setting up. So it's going to start the cooldown. And it's a lot of push. Oh, man. This game might be the death of me. I might die before Nimp dies, because this game is killing me. The swings left, right. TPA, YP, YP, TPA. You never know who's going to win. It can go both ways. You see these strikes just building up. The only person that's been able to survive without a strike is Spanners. This says no. This is like, alright, whatever. You guys got strikes. I'm good without him. And here comes the Warp Blast going right for Laz. Doesn't connect, which means he's probably going to back out because it wasn't a favorable start. Here come all the rockets just flying. You see those smoke trails? Each of those was their own independent rocket. He's just firing those out, trying to see what he can get. Shrapnel grenades being tossed. We're going to see Nightwing throw out that dome shortly. Decoy being used so that he can get a quick abduct into a Traversal Warp Blast, or a Traversal Warp Blast into an abduct. Here he comes, going right for Laz. He wants Laz in the next dome, grabs him through the tree. There he goes, down to the corner, up in the tree, looking at him behind him. Oh my gosh, they're both captured in the dome. Here he goes right into the water, which means he's not going to be able to run anywhere near as fast. He's running right on the waterfront right now, just getting punched around. Abduct being used to dodge the mortar as you're looking at him going through, and he might see a Warp Blast. There it is, going straight for Nightwing. He wants out of this dome. He doesn't want to have to deal with this. He's going to put him into the water nice and deep, and he's going to leave and get full armor up. He does not want to fight in this scenario. And he's going to be looking for it. Oh my gosh, there's Laz going for the revive. Not quite able to get it though. If he's able to put Laz on the dropship, that's huge. That means that his pickoff is going to be definitely worthwhile because he's able to escape and get Laz. Goes for the traverse. Just underneath of him is Laz, and he gets right through the stealth pounce, not able to pick it off. And as we look at Laz barely surviving that, if he got grabbed by that stealth pounce, he would have been gone. But the question is, does he get the body? And he's looking for... No, it just disappears. Just barely not able to make it. That fight making all the difference on whether or not Nightwing was able to revive or stays in the dropship. At this point, he is in the dropship to stay for good, not coming back. I'm sorry, but he's not coming back for Christmas. He's staying there. At least if Nimp has anything to say about it. Reavers right now are getting used for all the snacks that they're worth. All those one-meat snacks, Reavers are just going to be eaten and nommed on until he has full armor. He's just trying to get as much as he can. There's a Mammoth Bird over here, so he'll have 3 more meats, which means he'll be full armor. Or he can use the existing meats that are already on the ground, which is the better call, because that way he has the food for later if he needs it. Now we look at a full armor. We have no trapper, which means he can engage and disengage whenever he wants. He's going to be looking right for Laz, however, and he's going to be going right to him every single time. He's looking at him getting punched around, just juggled, getting punched. Here comes the abduct, just barely missing. Savvy! This is dodging away, and the Warp Blast does finish him up, though. So he's not able to dodge that one. And Rune right now is in the corner. You're trying to get as much damage as you can. Spanner's shooting those rockets, setting up those turrets, just melting faces as those turrets are just pelting him right in the face. Going at him, and right now we do see that Rune and Spanners are on the run. Do they choose to stay together, or do they split up again? Spanners did cloak them in order to make sure that they both escape. We're looking at Rune, though, is being the one that actually got away. Spanners' cloak is on cooldown, so we see a stealth pounce being used. Here it comes the abduct. Does connect on Spanners. Spanners is extremely low. Going to be going down here. There goes the first down on Spanners as the dropship comes in just a little early. This dropship was a little bit later. That means that Spanners would have been on it. However, Spanners can be revived. See him going for it, and here it goes. We see a Warp Blast being used. Doesn't quite connect on Rune as he's looking at it. Mortar Blast being thrown backwards. Looking at a Rune that's extremely low, and we're going to see 2 pickoffs here. Going to be looking for a second one. Going to be a decoy into Warp Blast. Here comes the decoy in a second after he gets this down. Oh my gosh, and we got a Laz going for the revive. And down goes Nimp. Nimp has been slain by Rune. 1v1, mano a mano. Takes him on. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Nightwing, Savvy, Spanners, and of course, Rune just doing everything they can. Rune was left alone. Spanners was on the ground crying, and Lazarus was going in for the revive, but it was only Rune versus Nimp, and Nimp, despite all the pickoffs, all his strength, all his ability, was not quite able to pick it off and get that victory, despite getting 16 billion strikes on everyone else except for Spanners. And we just see Nimp surviving with almost no HP. No HP throughout the entire course of the game. I don't know how many more of these I can take. Ridiculous game. Game 2 going in favor of TeamYP on this side, which means we'll wait for an update to find out what's going on. But in the meantime, guys, this is where we do the fade in, fade out for the sake of editing, getting everything going. But I am losing my mind with these close games. between TeamYP and TPA.